Okay, let us start. Yesterday's continuation. We have already started regarding the Occupy model. So, Occupy model, basic term with model, finding the basic term with we have seen yesterday, and also we have seen finding using the improved ranking. And now we will see this one along with BM1, BM25, the remaining models we will see today. So let us see here. Once again, I'll just come up along with the models which we have learned yesterday. For basic term width, we have said using this formula calculation. What is n, capital N, what is small n, we have seen yesterday. For improved ranking, we have added two parameters. One is capital R and one is small r. For that, we have seen yesterday. And BM1, just we have added this second part. This part we have added. So this one is calculation from this value. This WT, this value is here. And we have added the term frequency. We have added one parameter called K3 and term frequency here. So it is written again here, term frequency for the term in the query and term frequency for the term in the query here. BM25, the same, the first part is same, along with K1, K2, K3 and K parameters. We have used more parameters in BM25, and also we have used DL, which is document length, and average document length we have used here. So let us come to the example. So BM25, this is it comes under probabilistic model, and this probabilistic model where it uses the term frequency, and also we use length normalization. That's why we have calculated document length, and also we have calculated average document length. The two length normalization is used in BM25. Next. So the parameters again it is written here. So term frequency for the term in the document for TD, and for TQ it is term frequency for the term in the query. K1, K2, K3, D, these are the tuning parameters, or it is also known as the scaling parameters, document length and average document length. Again the formula is written here. So you can just use any of the formulas. All the formulas are same. And what is K1 related with? So K1, so it governs the importance of within document frequency. So K1, it is associated with the document frequency for a particular term. So which we will be counting the number of documents containing the term T. And K2, this is it also associates with document frequency values in large documents. So this is a compensation factor for document frequency in large documents when you have more number of documents. And K3, this is term frequency for the term in the query. So it is associated with the query frequency, you can say, containing the term T. Query frequency containing the term T. B, it is a relative importance of within document frequency and document length. So this shows the association between the document frequency and document length. So these are the parameters which we will be using in finding BM25. And tuning values, which here you can see experiments, some other conducting the experiments, we just got K2 value as 0, and K3 will have larger value. Then B will be having some value closer to 1. So these are the parameter values which we will be using in our calculation. So, and K will be calculated using this formula. So this is already given here. So K equal to K1, 1 minus B plus B into DL divided by average document length. So after substituting K equal to 1 and B equal to 0.5, so directly you can find K equal to 0.35 plus with these values. So let us see the example. This is little dark, but I think you can see this. So the same example we are using, okay, the same example which we have done yesterday, coal pea porridge for that one. The same example we are using here, and here we have just included the this one pea porridge. So suppose 2 times p is there in document 5 like this. Porridge again 2 times, so that when we count the frequency here, we are not only going to count the document frequency, also we are going to count the term frequency. That's why I'm just putting some more similar terms here. Even in document 4, you can see cold pot, hot pot. So two pots are there like this. And in document 1 also you can see 2p, 2 porridge. Okay. So let us see. Document length DL. What is document length DL? It is the number of terms in the document. Number of terms in the document. Suppose for D1, well, what is the number of terms? Here you will be counting all the terms, even if it is repeated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So document 1, DL is 6, like this. Okay. Here we will be counting even if you have repeated terms also. So cold, pea, porridge, hot, pea, porridge. So DL will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For D2, DL will be 3. Because in D2 we have 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. For D3 also DL will be 3. For document 4 also DL will be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we count the repeated terms also. For D5 it will be 4. DL will be 4. For document 6 DL will be 2. So in this table, you don't confuse with the previous table. In previous table, we have this vector representation for the terms, if it is present or if it is not present in the document. But here, this table is for the frequency also. We are just writing the frequency also. So we are not writing the binary representation here. We are writing the frequency here, because we are going to count the document length. So you can see here, call in D1 we have 1 time. So 1 we have written here. Hot, it is there in 1 time. So 1 we have written here. Now P is there 2 times. P is there 2 times. So the P is there 2 times. So I have written 2 here. In P, you can see I have written 2 here. So for porridge also, you can see from the document it is there 2 times porridge, porridge. So I have written 2 here. So you don't get confused with this table construction, and the table construction we have done in finding the basic term width and improved ranking width, final term width. So in final term width and basic term width, we have calculated the binary representation, Boolean representation, thus representing the Boolean representation in the form of vector. But here in BM25, we are writing the frequency. Why? We are writing the frequency. We are writing the frequency because we are going to calculate the document length and also the average document length. So we are just writing the frequency instead of writing the Boolean representation. Okay. So now if you want to count the GL, so you can just add up these numbers, or otherwise you can just count the number of terms from document 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or else you can just sum up the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is written in GL for document 1. And for document 2, since we have only P porridge spot, so the number is 3. For document 3 also, we have day 9 all. We are writing 3 here. And for document 4, we are writing 1, 2, 3, 4. So port is there 2 times. So 2 plus 1 plus 1, 4. So DL is 4. Now for D5, P 2 times, for it's 2 times. So 2 plus 2, it is 4. Now for document 6, it lot. So it 1 time, lot 1 time, so 2. So document length is 2. So now the first initial step is to find the document length. So we have calculated the document length using the terms counting the frequencies. So you have to remember, this is not the Boolean representation, this is the frequency of the term frequency. Then here W1 is nothing but you are finding your using this formula. So W1 is nothing but what? This one. So W1 is this value. So you are finding this value. So calculations we are not going to do because we have done the calculation yesterday how to find the calculation for this one. So in case here in this part we may ask in two ways. So we may ask in two ways. The question may be coming in two ways. One is to find the weight, that is to find W1 using your basic term weight. Okay, basic term weight. To find W1 using basic term weight. And the second one is to find W1 using your final term weight. So when we substitute the W1 formula, so this WT is nothing but the W1, or else you can see here. So when you calculate the BM1 or BM25, whatever you calculate, so this W1, if I ask to calculate using the basic term weight, then you have to find W1 using this one. Okay, using this WT basic term weight. So log n minus n plus 0.5 divided by n plus 0.5. So you have to calculate with this. If I ask you to find W1 using basic term weight. So you have to read the question very carefully. Otherwise you will make mistakes. And in second case, if I ask you to calculate W1 using the improved ranking, then you have to use this formula. You have to use the second formula. Okay, this BM0 formula for improved ranking, which is your final term weight. So this is also known as final term weight. So we have two ways to find W1. So when I come here, so this first example is finding the weight using basic term weight. So the weight which I have written down here, this is same as the weight which we have calculated already using the basic term weight. Okay. So with this, weight values, you can substitute directly, because up to this calculation we have done yesterday. Okay, the second multiplication part we will do today. So this part we have done in our last class. So this is using your first example is finding W. Sorry, the first example is finding W P with finding P using basic term weight. Okay. The first one is finding WT using basic term weight. So this calculation is finding basic term weight. Okay. So we have K1 1.2. This is the tuning parameter value which we normally use for all the calculation which we will be doing in these examples. K3 will be 7, and K3, as I told you, it will have larger values. So you can see here K3 will be having larger values. So normally for efficient computation we use K3 as 7, and K2 it is 0 because it is associated with large document. So when you have large document, the tuning parameter for K2 becomes 0. So K2 value will be 0, K3 value will be 7, and B will be having a value closer to 1. So we will be using B equal to 0.75. So this is the best suited value for B parameter, B equal to 0.75. And K1 equal to 1.2. So K1 equal to 1.2. K1 it deals with the document frequency. It is associated, so it is the compensation factor for document frequency, and we use K1 equal to 1.2. So the parameters are given here. And average DL is nothing but you find the average for this DL values. So sum up all these DL values: 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. So you might be getting some numbers. So what is the number? 6, 6, 12, 14, 18, 20. So my summation of DL is 20. 20 divided by how many documents I have? 6. So 20 divided by 6, the average DL is 3.66. Okay, 3.66. And the second one, the second calculation we haven't started for BM25 and BM this one. Okay, what I have done is calculation of WT using the basic term weight along with the calculation of DL and average DL. So
Ma'am,
yes,
can I ask once about that 20? How do you get 20 by adding all those numbers under DL?
yes.
Ma'am, then it should it not be 22? I think it's
Yeah, it's no, whatever. Just I have done. I have just
uh,
yeah. I'm telling you how to find the average DA. So calculation 6 plus 3 plus 3. So 6 plus
okay.
6 it is 12. 12 plus 4 it is 16. 16 plus 4 it is 20. 20 plus 2 it is 22. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So what I was telling is just how to find the average DL. So average DL is summation of all these DLs with respect to the particular documents. So 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. So it is okay, 22. 22 divided by how many number of documents we have? We have 6 number of documents. So 22 divided by 6, you will be getting 3.66. Now, this first one is finding the basic term width, WT using basic term width. So second part is finding WT with final term width, which is improve ranking. Final term width. In final term width, we will be having R, capital R. So what are the parameters we will be having? We will be having R, we will be having small r, we will be having capital N. My keyboard is not working properly, so if I type something. Okay, so the parameters are R, small r, capital N, and small n. So these are the parameters we are going to use for finding the WT using final term width. This is using final term width. So the same calculation which we have seen yesterday, so there. Here we have added document length. Here we have added document length along with average DL. So up to this it is clear, right? So what we have done extra today is we are just adding the instead of writing the Boolean representation of the terms, we are writing the frequency, term frequency here in the table, and we have added document length and average. We have calculated average document length. So calculation of K for BM25. BM25 calculation of K. So K1 we have 1.2, K3 7, K2 0, B 0.75. So these are the tuning parameters and the respective values are here. So you substitute the values and find K. So I have substituted the values here and I have calculated K. So this K value you cross check because this manually I have calculated this one. So this might be using this parameter values. You calculate and tell me the answer by tomorrow. Okay. Because this value might be wrong because when I substitute the value, okay, let us check 1 minus b. So k value, see where is the k value? K1, 1 minus b plus b into dl divided by abdl. So K1 is 1.2, 1 minus B, this one, okay. B is 0.75. Document length is 22. Average document length is 3.66. Okay, but if you don't put the brackets properly, then your answer will be wrong. So you see the brackets, what they have used here. All this value, it will be multiplied by K1. Okay, all this value, it will be multiplied by K1, right? Yes, 1 minus B plus average DL. So this two summation of 1 minus B value plus this value, if you do sum, multiply with K1. So here, if you calculate use the brackets wrongly in calculation, then your answer will be wrong.
Ma'am, DL is the sum of all DL, all document length.
DL is the sum of all documents, yeah. As DL is the sum of all terms in a particular document. So summation of DL is 22 here. So I have 2P, so 2 times P, I have 2 times porridge, so 4 plus hot plus score, so 1 plus 1. So DL is 6 for document D1.
No, ma'am,
Okay.
I'm telling in that formula you have used like B into DL, that 22 there. So I asked.
Here.
Yes, ma'am. DL is 22. Like DL is the summation of all the document length.
Yeah. Summation of all the documents. Summation of all the documents. And here my answer will be wrong. Why? My answer will be wrong. Why? Because I have multiplied here 1.2 into 0.25. 1.2 into 0.25. In the, see, here K1 is multiplied to the whole value. K1 is multiplied to the whole value. So my answer will be slightly different. Okay. Let us take again K1 here. Here also, see, K1 is multiplied to the whole value, not to the 1 minus B value, because 1 minus B plus with this value, the result you have to multiply it by K1. What I have done here is, I have multiplied with 1 minus B and K1 value. So the answer 4.8 here for K, it will be wrong. Okay, so you just change this one, correct this one, and tell me the answer for K tomorrow. I will also calculate this, and you have to tell me the answer for K. Okay, so I hope you understand what I am telling, because in the formula, this 1 minus B plus this value, you have to sum these two value and multiply it with K1. What I have done here is, I have multiplied 1 minus B with K1 here. So the answer I am getting here will be slightly different. So you need to change the value, correct the value, and write the correct answer. Okay. Then calculation is done here. I have done two calculations. The first calculation is using basic term width. So before using basic term width, I am finding for W it. W it, I am getting the answer this one. Okay, 0.56. So in BM25, the formula is BM25 formula is this one. Then I have substituted all the values which we have calculated for K, K1, K2, B, DL, average, DL, and we have written here. Okay, we have written here. But this answer will be wrong, because 4.8 for K, it is wrong. 4.8 for K, it is wrong. This will get some other answer. Instead of 0.2.12, you will get some other answer, because this 4.8 is wrong for K, because K, I have multiplied K1 with 1 minus B. So which I have to multiply after summation of both the values inside. So this will be little different. So anyway, I will change the values this one tomorrow, and you also calculate, because the method I have told you now, how to calculate, what are the values I have told you now. So you calculate using the correct values, using the correct brackets, and tell me the correct answer tomorrow. Okay. Okay, let's wind up here for today, because this whole calculation will be having different values, right? Since this K value is all here, since I have made a mistake in calculating the K value, all the values will get different values. But anyway, you can refer how the calculation is being done here, and you can just tell me the answers tomorrow. And also I'll correct the values here, and we will check the answer tomorrow. Okay. So let me take a roll call. Tommy is just join. He just joined now. Roll number 1.
Present, ma'am.
Roll number 2.
Present, ma'am.
Roll number 3. Atul Sharma absent. Roll number 4. Corin 3. Roll number 5.